10 minutes of gentle warm-ups, and then we'll move on to the meditation healing section. And so if you don't feel in the mood for doing the warm-up exercises and you're watching the video, you can just fast forward and go straight to the meditation part. But I do recommend that we do the warm-up exercises. I think it's a useful thing to do if possible, if you can, depending on your health condition, of course. But it's a very, very simple, just turning the waist very gently, bending the body forward and backwards very gently, and then bending the body sideways very gently. The idea is that if you're restricted in your movement, you just do a very little bit of it. So you imagine your whole body being able to bend over completely to the side and open up the side. But in fact, perhaps all you're doing is just moving, 2 or 3 centimeters one way, 2 or 3 centimeters the other way. But you imagine that your whole body can do the full movement. So this is the key, one of the keys to healing in 𝐸𝐤 Qigong, is we let our mind do the work. We allow the mind to go ahead and let the body follow. So these are very, very simple warm-up exercises, and we'll talk about the mind as we go through the next section. But stand with the feet generous, wide, shoulder width apart, the knees just very gently bent and unlocked. The back is nice and straight, the arms hang down by the sides. We're just going to turn from the core of the body. So just a very gentle turn and look back over the shoulders, and just a very gentle turn the other way, look back over the shoulders. And all we're doing here is just checking into our back, see how it feels, see if it's okay. Does it feel tight? Does it feel sore? What information are you getting from your hips, your knees, your neck? And if everything seems okay, then just allow the body to release and turn. Keep the shoulders relaxed and keep the elbows relaxed. Hands gently open. And as we turn our body from side to side, the palms tap onto the side of the body. So you can gently slap the side of the body, forearm landing across your liver on the right-hand side, forearm landing across your spleen and pancreas on the left-hand side. And of course, around the back, you're just tapping gently onto the base of your kidneys. Very good for waking up the organs, getting the internal systems flowing. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, and then the elbows relaxed, and that just allows the arm to curl around the body. It means we're not using our stressed shoulders squeezed up to our ears. When we unlock our knees like this, we let the qi flow much more easily through our legs as well. So soft knees, just slightly unlocked, means that the calves are working, the thighs are working, the qi and blood are flowing well through your legs. And so this means that the lower body is getting nourished as well. So it's a very subtle form of exercise for the lower body. Whenever we do these Qigong exercises, we just unlock our knee a tiny little bit, and that allows the energy to flow. But actually, over a period of time, it builds up good strength in your calf and in your thighs. And what happens there is that as we get older, we have a much more sturdy base to our bodies. Just by standing for an hour, you wouldn't think it would make much of a difference, but it certainly makes the legs much stronger over a period of time. So that's why Qigong is not just for Christmas. Qigong is for the whole year. And so we build up this little practice. I do this little practice that we're doing now every morning without fail. If it's the only thing that I can do, depending on time and depending on what's required of me, I make sure that I do this every day, and it just keeps my spine in great shape. And I think that's one of the really important things, is that one's spine stays in good shape. So my grandma, bless her, whenever I used to stand behind her and I'd sort of say, "Oh, Grandma," and she'd have to actually move her whole body round to look at me, because she couldn't turn her upper body because her spine was so kind of tight, I suppose, or fixed. So she'd have to walk round in a circle to look back at me rather than be able to turn her head. And I think that's one of the really important things to make you stay looking youthful, being youthful, is the ability to turn your head and look back over your shoulder, the ability to turn your back and at the waist, and of course having good strong legs. So my recommendation, do these exercises every morning and you'll live to be 125 years old, if that's what you choose. Not a money-back guarantee. Okay, so let's take this exercise and move it up a gear. What we actually do is slow it down, but we stretch further. So go a little bit slower, but make the turn a bit more strong and really look back over your shoulder. So we really include the neck in this exercise now. So today we're going to do a little bit of meditation, keep our minds nice and quiet, open up the energy fields in our body, but also we're going to look at our reference framework. That's a kind of a psychological overlay in our subconscious. So briefly, there are 4 parts to it. The first part is your second-hand self. All the ideas that you've been given over the years by your parents and by religion, by doctors and by school, by lovers and children and friends, work colleagues, all the ideas you pick up. Sometimes when you say something, have you ever caught yourself thinking, do I really believe that? Sometimes you have points that you defend in your life. Someone says something about religion and you immediately say, well, and then you think to yourself, I wonder why I believe that. Have you ever asked yourself those questions? Because sometimes we just spout off at the mouth and say extraordinary things and then discover that maybe that's somebody else's idea. It wasn't really ours after all. Second-hand self. And then self-image. Self-image is the second part of the framework, is the things that we tell ourselves. Oh, I'm very good at this, and I'm very good at that, and I'm very bad at this, and oh, I'm terrible at that, and nobody will ever love me, and I'll never be rich, and lots of stories we can tell ourselves that would undermine our lives. The third part of it is our ego, and the ego is like a castle wall. It defends all the ideas that we've gathered inside. It's like your personal guard dog. Whenever anybody comes and says, what about this? And your guard dog leaps up and starts barking. Ruff, 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 ruff. You think, okay, yeah. So the ego is there to kind of protect our crazy ideas, no matter how crazy they might be. It still wants to defend anything you have blindly without asking any questions why. And the fourth part of it is our true self. This is sometimes referred to as your higher self, your true self. It's the kind of purest version of you before all these ideas were poured on top to crush the poor true self. So anyway, we'll look at those patterns later. Let's let this exercise slow down, slow down, slow down. Sometimes you can feel a bit dizzy when you do this. So the next time you do that, this exercise is about calming and relaxing. You can move energy out of your head, draw energy deep into your chest, move chi down into your belly, and then with the hands, flow down your legs. Lift and gather. Gently pour. Once more. This is about balancing and relaxing, moving chi from the head, any excess chi, moving excess chi from the chest, parking it deep inside the belly where we store all of our energy. And then we let go. The chi just naturally flows in our legs back in a kind of circuit into the ground. If you still feel lightheaded, you can do that as many times as you like, but Normally 3 is enough to bring stability back. Simple forward and back bends, nothing too complex here. We just lift our hands up again, stretch up into the blue sky. And then we soften our knees and our hips forward, and we gently lean back. Stretching up and gently lean back. Stretching up and gently lean back. Stretching up and gently lean back. Hands up in the blue sky. We're going to do a forward bend now. So we try and coordinate our arms and our ears. They're not squeezed together, there's space between them. We try and coordinate them nonetheless. So we tip over our arms and the head tries to go with it. This is bending the nape of our neck right over. And then we start to bend into the upper back. Then we start to bend into the middle back. We start to bend into the lower back and let the whole body sink and relax down. Whole body sink and relax. Tuck the tummy gently in, soften the back of the neck. Imagine your foot split into 4 pieces. So the first little piece is the toes, a line drawn between the toes. Gently stretch down towards that line. And then release. Imagine a line drawn between the roots of your toes. Gently stretch down towards that line. And release. Imagine a line that's drawn between your insteps. Gently stretch down towards that line. And release. And a line that's drawn between your heels. Gently stretch back to that. Great. And then let the body hang and relax. So to come standing up, we point our tailbone right up behind us into the blue sky, and then we swing the tailbone to the front of the body and start to bring the spine up 1 vertebra at a time, and we try and bring up our arms and ears in coordination as well. That adds a kind of extra stretch to the back of the neck. Like a cantilever. Draw up, stretch up, blue sky chi. Lovely. Our knees and our hips drift forward, we softly lean back. Stretch up and gently lean back. Stretch up, gently lean back. Stretch up and gently lean back. Hands up in the blue sky. Arms and ears gently go forwards, bending the nape of the neck. Upper back, middle back, and lower back. Sink and relax. Let the body hang down. Knees are soft. Back of the neck is soft. Tummy tucked in. Stretch down toward the toes. And release. Imagine this line between the roots of your toes and stretch down towards that. And release. Imagine this line drawn between your insteps. Gently stretch down towards that. You can see we get deeper each time. And release. And eventually the one at the heels. And that just means go as deep as you comfortably wish. Okay, great. Point the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone to the front of the body. Start to roll the spine up and bring up the head and the arms and the ears. Gently stretch up, gently stretch up, gently stretch up. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back and up, back, stretch up, back and up, back and stretch up. Okay, so we'll do the same exercise, but you could also try and do it with your legs straight now, so that'll just stretch your hamstrings a bit more. So let's just tip over head, arms and ears, upper back, middle back and lower back. The body hang down, back of the neck is soft, but now the back of the legs is straight. So if we put the weight a tiny bit forward into the toes, we really feel the hamstrings stretch and open. Okay, so extend softly down in line with the toes, tips of the toes, and release. In line with the roots of the toes, stretch down, and release. In line with the insteps, stretch down, and release. And in line with the heels, stretch down,
Body hangs and relaxes. Lift the tailbone up behind, push tailbone to the front of the body, roll the spine up, bring up the head, arms and ears, stretch up, blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward, we softly lean back and up, back, stretch up, back and up, back and stretch up. Last time. Okay, so again, arms and ears gently tip over. Upper back, and middle back, and lower back. Let the body hang and relax down. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Tip gently down toward the toes. And release. In line with the roots of the toes. And release. In line with the insteps. And release. And then back towards the heels. Good. Whole body relaxes and hangs. Let the tailbone lift up behind. Push tailbone to the front. Roll the spine up and bring up the head, arms and ears at the same time. Up, up, up and stretch up. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back. And up. Back. Stretch up. Back. And up. Back. Stretch hands up into the blue sky. Just draw the hands over the crown of the head, pouring chi down through your body. Releasing the hands down allows the chi to pour down, draw down, move the chi down through your body. This is about bringing back balance, drawing the chi back into your belly where it should reside, where the bulk of the chi lives. And then we let the hands go, the chi flows in the legs as it would normally. Let's gather and lift up. And gently pull. Once more. Some gentle side bends. Raise the right hand up. Gently bend out to the left hand side, opening the right of your body. Gently breathe in and lift up. Exhale, swap the hands over. Breathe in, stretch up. And head across, opening the left side of the body. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, lift up. Head across to the left. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Head out to the right. One more for each side then. Lift up as you breathe in. Exhale as you swap over. Breathe up and lift in. Then exhale. Open out the right side of the body as we stretch off to the left. Last time. Breathe in. Exhale and turn the hands over. Breathe in. Let's head off to the right. Lovely. Okay, gather the hands up above. Stretching. Pouring chi down through the body. Gathering chi to the belly. gather, lift up. Gently pour down through the body. Focus everything deep into the belly. Let's do that a few more times. We can bring all the focus deep inside. The next time we can just bring our hands to the belly. Just gently lift up. And pour down. And this time all of our focus is going to lower dantian, to the belly. We're just gathering all the chi deep inside, and we can let the hands settle onto the belly button. All the chi just gathering deep inside lower dantian, an abundance of energy. Really feel the focus in the core of your body. The mind drawn back from the outside world. The focus brought right into the belly. We concentrate on lower dantian. So to begin our meditation, we use Dr. Pang's 8 phrases of Qi. So he created this poem, a standard Chinese poemic form. And it has 8 lines of 4 characters per line. And he encapsulated in it all the ideas of Xiang Qigong that we really need. And so what I intend to do is just to gently sing it for you. And then after that, I'll translate it so that you have the sense of what it's about. Let me check the audio setting. Okay, so it goes like this. Tou tian che di xun song yi chang wai ji yin bei ji xin tong ma go yin yang bo chi shen ju tai kung shen yi jiao ti jiao shen rong rong jiao shen rong rong jiao shen rong rong. So this speaks of connecting your feet deep into the earth, your head into the heavens, but going beyond that, beyond the earth, out into the blue sky beyond that, out into the universe, above, up, out, blue sky, universe, but in front of us, universe, behind us, universe, left of us, universe, right of us, universe, the 1,000 directions, the universe. Allow yourself to dissolve and relax out into the universe. When we open ourselves up in this way, it's no longer possible to tell what's you and what's the chi field. We soften and open ourselves into the chi field and really feel that deep connection. Can you allow yourself to relax into the chi field just for a moment? Just to allow the structures that hold you together just to dissolve a little bit? Just to open yourself gently. It's not scary. It's fine. It's returning back to a nature state, your natural self, opening out to become one with nature. Keep your mind clear. From time to time, thoughts pop up. We gently brush them aside. We can always go back to them later. Try and keep that steady, clear mind as long as you can. When you lose the focus, just come back to the belly, come back to lower dantian. Focus all the energy deep inside. So for now, what we're thinking about is opening out into the universe. You can let your body dissolve into nature. What about the mind? Sometimes I have this image of the top of my head opening like an observatory. Sometimes see these kind of observatories with their doors kind of opening and the space, the night sky outside. You can almost imagine your brain doing the same thing, kind of like opening out. And then the universe connecting out into the universe. Feel this vast connection. Feel that you can become one with 𝐸𝐴𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐻. So 𝐸𝐴𝐻𝐸𝐻 makes up the entirety of our universe. Everything is made from 𝐸𝐴𝐻𝐸𝐻. And so now we can just soften and relax back into the universe, the vastness of it all. Bathe in this wonderful healing chi. There's this idea from quantum science, but also from Dr. Pang's theories as well, that there's this vast layer of information that you can tap into. Some cosmologists suggest that it's the layer of energy that contains the entirety of our universe, like a vast balloon, this kind of like skin that contains our universe, is the information layer. The information of everything that has been, that ever will be. The information of all the lives, discoveries, people is here in this vast library of information. Imagine that you can tap into that information. Imagine you can become one with the vastness of the universe and start to absorb this vast library of information. In this vast library of information, it's difficult not to think of a rows of books, folders, shelves, and eventually you find your way to a shelf that's marked Jeremy, whatever your name is, and then eventually you can pull out a file that's your file, and inside it, the information of you. So you can use a sort of picture of idea like that. Imagine that. You can find the original blueprint, the original way your body was supposed to be. Whatever's happened to your body over time is because you've made choices in your life and you've done things and you've experienced things, so there's no problem with it. But imagine this original plan of how your body was supposed to be. This original plan of your DNA, this original plan of your cells, this original plan of your life as well. Perhaps you can take a quick look through the folder and see what it is you need to bring back with you to heal your body, to change your body. Imagine this good information of how things could be. And let's bring it back. So from the vast expanse of the universe, you can imagine gently drawing yourself back, bringing with you this healing chi for your body, bringing with you this healing information for your life. Draw it back and pour it inside your body. So if you wish to do that with your hands, you can do in exactly the same ways we've done before. You can take your hands out to the side and lift up a huge ball of qi and imagine gathering from the universe and pouring this qi down into your body. Draw it down, sink it down, send it down, pour it down all the way into the depths of your body, to lower dantian, but also into the DNA of every cell. Do that a few more times. Imagine you can stretch out to the vastness of the universe. Stretch out to this library with the information of you. Stretch out and gather this healing qi and pour it back through your body. Imagine you can reinform the DNA of every cell of your body. How about that? Changing ourselves at a DNA level, changing the chemical composition of our body, changing the physicality of our body, bringing back good information for our life. Let's do that again. Sweep the hands out to the side or in front, it doesn't matter. Just lift up a huge ball of qi, stretch your hands out into the universe, and then gather back this fantastic healing information. As we pour it down, every cell in your body receives the transmission, let's say. This new information goes into every cell. Your cells begin to change. At the deepest level, your body begins to change. It feels this new information and it deletes the old information. Let's gather one more time. Lift up, draw up into the blue sky, out into the universe. Gather this healing information and pour it down through your body, drawing the healing qi down into every cell, pouring the healing qi through your body. And then let's settle the hands onto lower dantian, onto the belly. So I'm sure you remember from your school time a kind of basic cell. It's just got a little circle, and in the middle there's a black thing which is called the nucleus, and then there's sort of various little wiggles and things hanging around the cell. Inside of the mitochondria, they're like sort of batteries that run the cell, energy. Various other little organelles, as they're called, that work inside the cell. Then we have this black dot, the nucleus. We go inside that, and that's where all our DNA is stored. I think we can visualize what a DNA strand looks like. It's been such a ubiquitous kind of symbol of the 21st century, that kind of helix spiral of our DNA. So you can imagine how many strands, I can't remember, 24 strands, double helixes, 28, something like that, I can't remember. We can imagine going into these beautiful helixes that are just floating there in our DNA and rebuilding them. Every little section has got 4 chemical parts to it. Sometimes they get mixed up, sometimes they get broken, sometimes they trigger, like switching on a light switch. They suddenly start to produce some chemicals inside your body because of the stress you've put yourself under. So you find yourself thinking these weird thoughts. Something's gone wrong. Why is that person reacting like this? Why is that person being this way? And these thoughts create impulses in your body. And the DNA responds to those impulses. It says, oh, we're being told to send out this chemical now, and off it goes. It's not being bad. It's not doing the wrong thing. It's doing exactly as you commanded it. And that's the problem, is that we're not totally in control of all of our thoughts. So let's for a moment think about our sample cell. Cell wall is strong, all the receptors on the cell wall working well.
inside the fluid is clean, the cell is nice and clean, there's no kind of junk hanging around inside the cell, because what happens is when it goes through its kind of process, it makes waste. So imagine the cell is nice and clean inside, nucleus is glowing, all the little organelles and the mitochondria are working well, and then inside the nucleus, our DNA, and now we're rebuilding our DNA, those perfect spirals. On the end of each of them are things called telomeres, and the telomeres are kind of like the thing that stops your shoelace from fraying. It's kind of the plastic bit on the end. And as long as the telomeres are long on your DNA, it means your life is going to be long. So let's imagine the telomeres strong and long and working well, the actual DNA spirals with the right information that we've gathered from the universe. And then we imagine this one perfect cell as every cell in our body. Every cell in the body has the same quality. Clean and clear, working well, good information, strong telomeres, strong DNA, the DNA rebuilt the way we want it to be. Whole of your body in perfect working order. Every cell in your body in perfect working order. All functions of the body, perfect working order. So the curious thing is that sometimes these processes take a little while to catch on. So you send that information to it today and try and send that information to it every day, to every cell throughout the whole body. And sometimes the physical process takes a little bit longer than the mental and the key process, as it were. So you just have to stick with it, but know that every single day you move a millimeter forwards, and eventually you'll see the benefit of it. So have faith in the process. Just know that you can rebuild every cell. You can make everything work well in your body. Just know that you can do this healing to yourself any day, any time, anywhere, just by sitting quietly and imagine expanding yourself out to the universe, bringing back this good information and good chi, pouring it into every cell of your body, and just allowing your body to radiate and bathe in this beautiful chi. Now we go back upstream a little bit. We talked briefly about the idea of the information that was making the cells behave in this peculiar way. That information is coming from your subconscious. There's the old joke that says, if your friend talked to you in the same way that you talk to yourself, you'd never stick with him. You'd never stay with your friend. Because friends would never speak to you the way you speak to yourself. The things you tell yourself, the horrible stories. Time to be kind to yourself. Time to find a deep inner love for yourself. So let's move our hands from the belly and draw them up to our hearts. Place your hand on your heart for a while and just think inside. Think about this beautiful heart deep in the center of your chest, pumping away beautifully, pushing the blood around your body. We can imagine the physicality of the heart, everything working well. So if you remember your biology, there's 4 chambers, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. There's these little flaps, little gateways that open and close to let the blood flow through. Just imagine all the muscle around the outside of the heart is strong and healthy, bright red, with the blood flowing through it, really strong and healthy muscle around the heart. What about the little doorways inside the heart, trap doors that open and let the blood pump through and then close? Think about those working well. Think about the nerves that connect the heart to keep it beating. Strong connections,
nerves working well, blood and qi flowing well, this abundance of energy deep inside your heart. The heart, perfect working order. Think about that. Strong. Heart is the kind of emperor of all of the organs. So if the heart is strong and working well, the rest of the family, excuse me, the rest of the family tends to be working well as well. So we have the heart deep in the center, pumping all the blood round to the other organs, round your whole body, strong and perfect. But we also have the emotions of the heart. Love and hate. Don't hate. Try your hardest not to hate. It hurts your heart so much. When you find yourself saying, oh, I really hate this political leader, this country, don't hate anybody. It's not good. I really hate it when my children do this, when my friends do that. Don't hate it. It hurts your heart. Try to soften that emotion, even the language behind it. I don't really like it. I don't really like that. It would be much better than saying, I hate. So we have to sometimes edit our speech. Our speech is terribly powerful. So just think about what it is that you hate, in inverted commas, and see if you can't just try and understand a little bit more deeply. There's this very odd idea that we can really find ourselves hating another person. I hate my mother, I hate my brother, I hate my children, I hate whatever, this idea. But the person you're focusing on is only doing the very best they can with the tools that they have. So if you imagine this kind of linear flow that we all have in our lives, that we seem to go along, some people are further along the track than others. Some people are more evolved than others. Some people have a clearer idea of who they are and what they're doing than others. And sometimes it takes a while for people to evolve to a better place. So when you're saying that, just remember that everybody is trying the best they can with the tools they have. Sometimes their toolbox is very limited in comparison to yours. There's a lot of judgment in this little story, isn't there? I judge you to be worse than me. I judge me to be better than you. I hate you. I love you. It's very black and white, isn't it? We have to accept that even the worst people in our lives are trying their best to get along, trying their best to do what they can. But sometimes that's just in opposition to you. It just feels like the complete opposite. I was working on a 𝐸𝐴𝐺 chart, and the chart allows you to see yourself in relation to other people, amongst other things. See your work and your love and your money and things like that. But one of the things that interests me in this 𝐸𝐴𝐺 was a sister and a brother. And the sister was born in the year of the pig, and the brother was born in the year of the monkey. And those two never ever go together. They never ever go together. Pigs and monkeys never work together. And this has been a constant battle between the two. But somehow, at some level, the universe has set these two in opposition to each other.
And this is our work, is to find out how to get past these natural stories and to become better people. So either you can just fight with your brother for the rest of your days, or you can find the way to change yourself, because you cannot change him. He has to find the way to change himself, because he cannot change you. And so there's this kind of learning that's given to us. Because at a higher level, a monkey and a pig can get on just fine. But at the basic level, they just do not. It's like oil and water. They just do not mix. And so here's this idea. We're given people to be our guides. In the same way as we're given illness to be our guide. That's a really heavy statement. How does that work? Why am I ill? Because you have something to learn from the process. The question is, can you get past it? Can you see what it's trying to teach you? So someone who leads their entire life in a very stressful way is probably triggering a lot of cortisol in their body. Cortisol. And is it called DHEA, perhaps? These chemicals pour through the body and they affect how the body works. Make the heart beat a little bit quicker. It affects the energy in the kidneys. It affects, well, all sorts of things. Blood pressure. It affects perhaps the artery walls on that basis. Affects the ability of the heart to work well. Disconnects the heart from the kidneys in Chinese medicine. And then eventually, let's say, something goes wrong with the kidneys. The kidneys, of course, are the home of where adrenaline, cortisol, DHEA. I think my biology is not that good. So perhaps the kidneys are overworked and stressed, and then perhaps we have urinary tract infections, and then perhaps we have problems. We have to, wee all the time, perhaps, and then perhaps we have bladder stones, these kind of things. And something starts to go wrong, and you think, oh, why have I got all this? Why is this becoming such a problem for me? The problem is that you're living a stressful life, and your body is asking you to look at that. So every illness has a root cause. What is the root cause for you? What are you not looking at that you need to consider? So every illness is a teacher. Every difficult family member, and of course this video is being recorded close to Christmas, but it doesn't exclusively make that a problem at Christmas time. Family members can be a problem at any time of the year. Friends and relatives that come round at Christmas time, there can be triggers all over. But the question is, why are you being triggered? And the simple answer might be, because the other person is just stupid and they don't understand. Yes, but why is it triggering you? So can you find a way not to react? Because very often when somebody pushes your buttons, they're only doing it to see if they can make you react. There's something familiar about it for them, and so they know how to make you go crazy, be angry, to get shouty. Can you find a way just to not do that? Just to say to one of your family, no, we're not doing that this year. You can say anything you like, I don't care. Don't care, not interested. I'm not biting this year like a fish on a hook. I'm not going to take the bait this year. You can say anything you like. I don't care. It's not going to bother me anymore. The great Bruce Lee said, be like water. And of course, when somebody comes to punch water. You can't punch water. His hand goes into it and it just absorbs it. So the idea is that we allow ourselves to be like water, and the insults flow straight through us, and we're not concerned by them at all. And so you can just smile next time someone tries to, what we say in the UK is wind you up. It's like an image of a clockwork toy being wound up with a key, and eventually off it goes. And so when somebody starts to try to wind you up, when your children or your relatives or your friends start to try and wind you up, just look at that and think, not this year. Nope, don't care. Just going to be like water, just going to let it go straight through me. Because I don't want the cells in my body to change their chemical process. They're soft and balanced. They're happy. They're perfect working order. Every cell in the body working well. I'm damned if I'm going to let someone else trigger me and change the chemical composition of my body. So I'm going to let that idea go. I'm going to let the idea go that this person is my torturer. I'm going to let this idea go that this person is always winding me up. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to let them do whatever they like, and they can play their game, because that is their problem, not mine. I'm not going to let it make me ill. I'm not going to let it upset me this year. I don't care. Say what you like. It flows straight through me. When we learn Tai Chi as a martial art, we learn to move away from the strike. So the person who's trying to hit you, by the time the punch arrives, your body's moved out the way and they just punch into nothing, fall over. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're allowing that to go straight through us. And so someone says to you something, and you just, like water, it just goes straight through you. And then they think, well, that's strange. Normally I can upset Jeremy by doing that. And you think, I don't care. Let it go straight through me. Say what you like. And then just think to yourself, they're just doing the best they can with the tools that they have. And then you're not supposed to think, although their tools are obviously very limited, that's judgment. It gives you some slight satisfaction. Yeah, just doing the best they can. That's fine. And then sometimes when you change yourself, other people change. They look at you and think, you've become much more calm, haven't you? You don't seem to be upset anymore. Maybe I don't need to be upset. So you become the pebble dropped into the center of the pond, and the little ripples come out across the surface of the pond. You change you, and the people around you change their response to you. And then suddenly, the whole of Christmas, the whole of relationship, the whole of life can change as well. So the change has to begin deep inside you. The healing has to begin deep inside you. Think about changing your DNA. Think about changing your cells. Think about changing the stories that trigger you. As we make all of these changes, our health shifts, our life shifts. The whole of your story becomes different. Let's say you've changed a regular problem between you and a friend. Something that always comes up, something that always gets triggered. And perhaps the friend has noticed the change in you and has changed themselves. And perhaps that change is an opportunity. They were thinking of asking you to do something, but they know that you react in a certain way, so they haven't asked you. And now you've quite obviously changed, and they think, oh, okay, I will ask this year. And they ask you for help, or they ask you to do something with them. And then suddenly your future has changed.
their future has changed. So it begins here, deep inside you, deep inside your heart, deep inside the core of you. It's the oldest story. Make love, not war. We know it so well, but we make war inside our bodies so easily. Simon Lau, one of the teachers, Chinese teachers I know, used to say, "You're such an expert at talking to yourself badly. You're such an expert at saying these toxic things. You should have a PhD in being bad to yourself, a doctor of badness." Change the conversation. Change the conversation this Christmas. Give yourself a Christmas present, a relief, a change of story deep inside your life. Feel that you can love yourself. Feel love for your life. Feel love for your body. Feel love for the people around you. If you love your body, it's just not possible for you to harm your body. If you truly love it, then you let go of toxic habits. If you truly love your body, you'll treat it right. And everybody will notice it. Love yourself. Love your life. Love your body. Love your family. Love your friends. Be the radiator that sends love out. Be joy. Be love. Be happiness. Radiate your smile through everybody else's life. We can move our hands back down to lower dantian. Deep into the belly where the chi gathers. We can rub gently round lower dantian, and that just encourages chi to pour deep into the belly. Rub circles round your belly button. You can go clockwise and anti-clockwise, doesn't really matter. But what we're really doing is putting our mind deep inside and imagining the chi really gathering deep in the core of you. This wonderful reservoir of energy here deep in your belly. So let's just stop and put the hands onto lower dantian. Let's make a little resolution together. Not New Year yet, but it's certainly a good time to be the change that you want to see. That oft used phrase, be the change you want to see. If you want things to change, you have to be the change. If you want a relationship with someone who you always fight with to change, you have to make the love to change that. So be the change and change your life and other people's lives spontaneously. But don't do it with them in mind. Do it with you in mind. Do this for you. Do the right thing for you. Don't be tempted to think about what other people need. Do the right thing for you now. So as we stand here,
with our hands on our bellies, we can imagine this vast ball of qi that sits deep in lower dantian, this incredible energy field that we've built up. You build up this qi just by standing in this posture with the knees bent, the back nice and straight. The qi automatically rises up the legs, up to huiyin, comes up to your belly. It automatically pours down from the heavens, down through your body into lower dantian. It automatically gathers in through your arms to your shoulders and pours down to lower dantian. So we have this vast reservoir of energy deep in our belly that brings about healing in the body. Imagine you can move this qi up your spine and bring it up into your brain and illuminate the whole of your brain. Illuminate your sensory organs, so your eyes and your nose, ears, mouth, throat. Imagine the qi moving down into the center of your throat, to your thyroid, into your neck, illuminating the neck and the top of the spine, and then your shoulders. Pour the qi through your shoulders, down your arms, all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Illuminate the joints in your arms, all the way down to the joints in your fingers. And then we think about the spine. So from the brain illuminated, down the spine, heading all the way down to the tailbone. Then we think about the upper chest, the upper torso, the lungs and the heart. Fill that with qi. The middle torso, the liver, kidneys, spleen, the digestive system. Lower torso, moving into your hips and your pelvis, but also into the sexual organs, into the excretory organs, the whole of your digestive system, the whole of your nervous system, the whole of your blood system, all of these systems working really, really well. And then from the hips into the hip joints, we fill the hip joints with qi so that they work really, really well and healthily. We move down the thighs into the knees. Imagine your knees glowing and filled with qi. Down to your calves, down to your ankles. Fill your ankles with qi. Into the feet, to the tips of your toes. And then we think about the skin. So we think about the soles of the feet, up the back surface of your body, up over the top of the head, down the front surface of your body, down your arms. Just imagine your skin, which is the biggest organ in your body. Just think about your skin being in perfect working order. Your skin is working well. Your skin is healthy. And then we go back down to the soles of the feet again. Underneath the soles of the feet and up the back of the body is the Wei Qi layer. Over the top of the head and down the front of the body. Whole body is covered in this amazing layer of qi, maybe 2-3 centimeters thick, round your skin. 2-3 inches thick. So that's a quite thick layer. So that's 10 centimeters thick round your skin. This real sort of glowing field of energy. The idea is that your Wei Qi layer provides a kind of layer of qi around the body that protects you, like a glowing field of energy. Perhaps it protects you from bacteria and viruses at this time of year. Perhaps it protects you from energy that you don't want to enter into your body. Perhaps you can make this kind of beautiful shielding layer around your body, protects you and just allows in everything you need, but stops the things you don't need. And then round the body, there's this wonderful qi bubble. It's a meter to the left, a meter to the right, a meter front and back, a meter above and below. A kind of big bubble of qi that contains you. This is the qi body, and it connects you appropriately to the outside world. But it also has protective energy as well. Protects you, connects you appropriately. Think about that. So this Christmas, you have this wonderful qi field around you, which connects you appropriately to other people. So that's not out of balance connection where they invade your life. That's connection, perfectly balanced, harmonious connection to the outside world. And you protect it against all the worst buffeting of energy, pushing you around. There you are, protected inside this beautiful set of energetic fields. Qi field theory. There's more to our qi field theory. It says that when we bring ourselves into this mindful qi state, we connect together. You connect with me. I connect with you. We connect together as a class. We connect together to all of our classmates
be they here live or on YouTube at some further moment. But also we connect out into the millions of people who do 𝐸𝐡𝐢 Qigong around the world. We connect to the hundreds of thousands of teachers. We connect to Dr. Pang. We connect into this fantastic chi field where there is always good energy and always good information for you. So feel that you have this vast array of people behind you, backing you up. It's not just you. It's never been just you. There's this vast chi family who never judge you, who always love you, who always support you. This vast chi family sends you love at this time of year, sends you energy, sends you healing. So feel this joy inside your body. Feel this joy this Christmas time. Feel this vast, joyful energy that pours through you all the time. We can gently bring our hands back to our belly if they're not there already. We can draw 3 big circles round lower dantian. And that just brings any excess energy and pours it deep into our storage system, deep inside. And then we go 3 circles in the opposite direction, and that just brings us back into this time, into this space, into this place, back into our daily life, really. Just think about the energetic fields that connect you and protect you. Think about your body filled with chi. Think about your body filled with good information. Light in every cell of your body. We bring this coherence into our bodies. By spending this hour in this time, our bodies become coherent. Every cell starts to connect with the others. Our body becomes one perfect working unit. Everything can get a bit scattered by daily life, but our Qigong practice brings everything back into this beautiful coherence in the body, where the wavelength, the vibration of the body comes back to exactly where it should be. Apparently, every cell in your body gives off maybe 0.02 of a volt of energy. And if we can get coherence through every single cell, if every single cell were to emit its 0.02 of a volt, then you would have enough energy to make a lightning strike. Isn't that fantastic? We see these vast strikes of lightning through the sky, all the light cascading to earth. You have as much energy as that in your body, except that normally we can't kind of coordinate it because our bodies are so scattered. But now we do this practice and it brings back these vast coordinated energies into our body. So feel yourself mighty, feel yourself incredible, feel yourself healed, feel yourself in perfect working order, feel yourself to be healthy, happy. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Oh, stretch the body out. Mm. Allow this lovely dynamic to stay in your body all day, all week. Feel the same soft and openness. Feel this beautiful coherence. Feel this deep connection to our chi field. Don't let it go. Stay with it. Well, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. To finish off, we in 𝐸𝐡𝐢 Qigong make a little, we say 𝐻𝐿a 3 times. So 𝐻𝐿a means good already. Everything is already sorted. All the work we've done in our body, sorted, fixed. And then we make a little salute. So don't unmute yourself because you suddenly appear on YouTube.
but I'll put this video on YouTube and you'll still be anonymous, as it were. So we raise the hands up in the air. I'll know you're shouting howla with me. 1, 2, howla. 1, 2, howla. 1, 2, howla. Fantastic. We bring up the right hand, take down the left hand, and then we pull the fingertips together, put the thumbs on the end. This is the 𝐸𝐤𝐥𝐿 salute. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here all year. Really, really nice to see you. I suspect there'll be another healing class before the new year. I'm sure I'll fancy doing that next Wednesday, which would be Old Year's Night, I think we call it. And yes, so hopefully see you then. But otherwise, have a lovely festive season in the meantime, and have a lovely day. Don't forget, stay in the chi field. Thanks, everyone. Bye.